Tonight, Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention calls on Nigerians to celebrate responsibly during Yuletide to avoid outbreak of diseases. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu urges Nigerians to embrace peaceful coexistence and unity for national prosperity. Christian Association of Nigeria reiterates need for believers to balance festive joy with caution as they celebrate Christmas. And abroad, United States Department announces visa restrictions on 5 individuals for coercion. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the Delta Television Main News at 8. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or you can visit our website www.dbsasaba.com. Compliments of the season. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has enjoined Nigerians to celebrate responsibly during the Yuletide to avoid outbreaks of infectious diseases. In a public health advisory, the agency said increased travel, crowded gatherings of the dry season could heighten the spread of illnesses, especially Lassa fever, cerebrospinal meningitis, and diarrhea diseases. It warned that poor food handling, overcrowding, and antibiotic misuse during the festive period raised the risk of foodborne infections and antimicrobial resistance. The agency urged Nigerians to store food properly, maintain clean environments, avoid self-medication, and seek prompt medical attention when symptoms such as fever, vomiting, neck stiffness, or bleeding occurred. It advised regular hand washing, proper ventilation, use of face masks in crowded places, and vaccination, particularly in high-risk areas, even as it urged the public to report suspected cases through its toll-free line 6232 or visit the nearest health facility. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged Nigerians to embrace peaceful coexistence and unity as the surest path to national prosperity. Speaking during the annual distribution of food items to the Christian Northern Nigeria Political Forum for the Christmas and New Year celebrations in Kaduna State, Senator Tinubu said, harmony among citizens attracted divine blessings and strengthened nation building. Drawing lessons from the Holy Bible, the First Lady stressed that true nation building thrived when citizens saw and treated one another as brothers and sisters, irrespective of religious or ethnic differences. She commended the Kaduna State Governor, Mr. Uba Sani, for promoting interfaith harmony, calling on Nigerians, especially those in the creative industry, to partner with government as ambassadors of unity and national pride. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has urged believers to balance festive joy with caution as Nigerians celebrate Christmas. The CAN president, the Most Reverend Daniel Uko, called on security agencies to boost protection around places of worship and advised church leaders in high-risk areas to consider safer locations or smaller gatherings. The cleric said the guidance was rooted in responsible stewardship, not fear, and encouraged proactive steps to protect worshippers. He reminded Nigerians that the birth of Christ brought hope amidst economic challenges and called for collective efforts towards national building, national healing, and lasting peace. Children have been advised to remain committed to their studies in order to be useful to themselves and become a source of pride to their parents, the states, and the nation. The wife of the chairman of Ndokwa East Local Government Council, Mrs. Ekunwe Herring Osilonya, gave the advice during the 2025 Children's Christmas Party held in Abo. Mrs. Osilonya, accompanied by wives of political office holders and council officials, urged the children to eschew negative attitudes and behaviors capable of hindering their positive development and future aspirations. She described the Christmas season as a period of sacrifice and reflection, calling on the children to emulate the virtues of love and selfless service exemplified by Jesus Christ and to shun acts capable of putting their future in jeopardy. Mrs. Osilonya also enjoined parents and guardians to raise their children in the fear of God, stressing that they will be held accountable for the upbringing of their wards, while Mrs. Gladys Ulenu commended the gesture and expressed optimism that 2026 will usher in greater prosperity for the people. Some of the beneficiaries thanked the council chairman's wife and the local governments for the Christmas gifts, as the event featured dancing competitions, balloon bursting, and prize presentations with council officials and community leaders in attendance. The federal government has declared tomorrow, December 25 and Friday, December 26 public holidays to mark the Christmas and Boxing Day celebrations. The government also announced Thursday next week as a public holiday for the New Year celebration. The declaration was made in a statement issued today by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, on behalf of the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubumi Tunji Ojo. The statement urged Nigerians to reflect on the values of love, peace, humility, and sacrifice associated with the birth of Jesus Christ, while calling on citizens to remain law-abiding and security-conscious during the festive period. The federal government has warned that no federal road or project site should be closed without formal approval from the Federal Ministry of Works. Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, issued the warning in Abuja, noting that unauthorized road closures worsens traffic congestion and increased hardship for road users, especially during the Yuletide. Senator Umahi said strategic routes such as the Abuja-Kano corridor, Abuja-Lokoja Road, and other major interstate highways must remain open at all times to ensure smooth movement of people and goods. He explained that road closures must follow laid-down procedures and contractual terms, adding that some projects were not permitted to shut down under any circumstances in order to protect lives and public safety. The minister also disclosed that President Bola Tinubu had approved the settlement of outstanding road contracts funded by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, amounting to 263 billion naira, and urged contractors to cooperate with verification processes as reforms continue to improve road infrastructure and service delivery. The federal government has warned personnel of the Nigerian Correctional Service against misconducts, particularly forming criminal ties with inmates, noting that such actions threatened national security and undermined ongoing reforms. The Controller General of Corrections, Mr. Sylvester Onwakuchi, issued the warning at the promotion ceremony in Abuja, where he announced the promotion of 16,582 correctional officers, the highest number recorded in the service's history. Mr. Nwakuchi said the promoted officers cut across senior and junior cadres, with some beneficiaries receiving special promotions in recognition of gallantry and exceptional service. He commended President Bola Tinubu and the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, for supporting the promotion exercise while urging the officers to uphold discipline and professionalism, stressing that higher ranks came with greater responsibility. Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, has raised concerns over citizens staging kidnappings to extort money from family members. Mr. Ribadu, who stated this while addressing the worsening internal security situation in the country, said investigations confirmed cases where young people arranged their own abductions, sometimes using friends and even leveraging artificial intelligence to fake distress calls. He warned that the trend, along with community complexity, undermines security efforts and urged Nigerians to cooperate with law enforcement. The Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, has assured Nigerians that electricity supply will be restored within 24 to 48 hours following a recent drop caused by a temporary shortfall in power generation. Mr. Adelabu gave the assurance in a statement following a meeting with key power sector stakeholders, including the Nigerian Independent System Operator, a transmission company of Nigeria, and electricity generation and distribution companies. He explains that the disruption was caused by an explosion on the Escravos Lagos gas pipeline, an act of vandalism on critical gas facilities, which affected gas supply to several thermal power plants. The minister acknowledged the inconvenience to households and businesses, particularly during the Yuletide, and assured the people of government's commitment to resolving the issue swiftly, while urging all to be vigilant and protect national infrastructure in their vicinities. Stakeholders at the meeting confirmed that repair works were nearing completion and that gas supply will soon be restored. And still to come on the Delta Television main news, United States Department announces visa restrictions on 5 individuals for coercion. Details of this shortly.
Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop? Dishes come alive with so much taste.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Me when I leave my house for Lagos, come go celebrate with her for Dallas. I reach there now, they take me make here. They go put me for 1 year corner. Hey, me, I'm a boy. All for no cake globe trotter. Hey, even self the pilot then they announce say they for the flight now. And you know say one of them say come meet me. Tell me say make her come follow them sit down for cockpit. We could fly the plane together. Sure. This not the 3rd time today when Glow don't serve me. Oh. So you want make me come up for line now? Make you for wrong go buy your Glow Talk Master. Eh?
Free in Glow Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 50 megabytes of data. Free. Dial *606#. 2,000 naira for new customers. 1,000 naira for voice. Plus 1,000 naira for data. Glow.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day. No matter when I show you, you show me love. You show me. No matter when I show you, you show me love.
Now available in new flavors.
You show me love.
Thank you for staying on. You're watching the Delta Television Main News. We're going on straight to the foreign scene. The United States Department has announced visa restrictions on 5 individuals, including a former European Union commissioner, accusing them of trying to coerce American social media platforms into suppressing certain viewpoints. The Secretary of State, Mr. Marco Rubio, said the move targeted radical activists and weaponized non-government organizations who had advanced censorship crackdowns by foreign states, often affecting American speakers and companies. Among those affected was Mr. Thierry Breton, the former EU top tech regulator, described by the State Department as the mastermind behind the European Union's Digital Services Act, which enforced content moderation on social media. Mr. Breton called the restrictions a witch hunt. Meanwhile, a British national residing in Queensland, Australia, has had his visa cancelled and now faces deportation over alleged promotion of Nazi ideology. The 43-year-old man was arrested earlier this month for reportedly using social media to post the Nazi swastika and called for violence against the Jewish community. Authorities said the man had been taken into immigration detention in Brisbane and is scheduled to appear in court in January. Police had stepped up efforts to crack down on the display of prohibited symbols following a rise in anti-Semitism and right-wing extremism in the country. In another development, the Libyan Prime Minister, Mr. Hussein al-Qahtani, has confirmed that Libya's army chief, General Mohammed al-Haddad, has died in an air crash in Turkey. The Falcon 50 aircraft carrying the general, 4 other military officials and 3 crew members was flying out of Ankara yesterday. The Turkish Interior Minister, Mr. Ali Yerlikaya, said contact with the business jet was lost after takeoff. A Tripoli-bound aircraft had issued an emergency landing request before communications were lost. The wreckage of the jet was later found southwest of Ankara. Authorities had recovered the aircraft's voice recorder and black box to determine the cause of the crash. In business, the Nigerian naira traded with mild fluctuations against the US dollar today, maintaining relative stability despite increased festive demand for foreign exchange. At the official Nigerian Foreign Exchange Markets (NFEM), naira averaged 1,453.70 kobo per dollar, appreciating slightly from yesterday's closing rates. The improvement was supported by central bank monitoring, steady market interventions, and inflows from diaspora remittances. In the parallel markets, the dollar exchanged at higher levels, with buying rates between 1,465 and 1,475 and selling rates between 1,480 and 1,490 per dollar. Analysts expect the exchange rate to remain largely stable as the year ends. Still from the business world, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority NMDPRA has said the supply of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) increased by 11% in November to 5 metric tons per day, up from 4.5 metric tons per day in October. However, national consumption dropped by 34.5% to about 4 metric tons per day, largely due to rising prices and supply disruptions linked to a dispute between Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasson, and Dangote, which led to the shutdown of some gas facilities. Cooking gas sold at higher prices during the period, with 1 kilogram costing up to 3,500 naira at retail outlets, while the regulator noted that average prices for the month ranged between 951 and 1,500 naira per kilogram. In sports, Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi has said Nigeria still has work to do despite opening their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations campaign with a 2-1 victory over Tanzania in a Group C match played on Tuesday in Paris. Nigeria dominated the first half and took the lead in the 36th minute through a powerful header from Semi Ajayi of a precise cross by Alex Iwobi, with Ajayi's commanding display earning him the Player of the Match award. Tanzania equalized shortly after the restart when Kokola Mbowa coiled in a fine effort in the 50th minute, but the Super Eagles responded immediately as Ademola Lookman restored Nigeria's lead 2 minutes later with a superb left-foot volley to secure all 3 points. Speaking after the match, Ndidi played down pressure over captaining the side, noting the presence of strong voices within the team, as Nigeria now turn attention to a crucial clash with AFCON 2004 champions Tunisia on Saturday, a fixture recalling the Carthage Eagles' 1-0 win over Nigeria at the 2021 tournament in Cameroon. And that's our news. Here is a thought for the day. Best way to avoid disappointment is to stop thinking everyone is your friend. Think about this. The best way to avoid disappointment is to stop thinking everyone is your friend. And just before we go, here are the highlights of the news. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has enjoined Nigerians to celebrate responsibly during the Yuletide to avoid outbreaks of infectious diseases. In a public health advisory, the agency said increased travel, crowded gatherings, and the dry season could heighten the spread of illnesses, especially Lassa fever, cerebrospinal meningitis, and diarrheal diseases. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged Nigerians to embrace peaceful coexistence and unity as the surest path to national prosperity. Speaking during the annual distribution of food items to the Christian Northern Nigeria Political Forum for the Christmas and New Year celebrations in Kaduna State, Senator Tinubu said, harmony among citizens attracted divine blessings and strengthened nation building. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has urged believers to balance festive joy with caution as Nigerians celebrate Christmas. CAN President, the Most Reverend Daniel Uko, called on security agencies to boost protection around places of worship and advised church leaders in high-risk areas to consider safer locations or smaller gatherings. And from abroad, we did report that United States Department announces visa restrictions on 5 individuals for coercion. That's our news. You can also follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, also on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or you can visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire news crew, Joy Ocheyi is my name, and I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Good night.
squeeze, easy to scoop and easy to store. Dishes come alive with so much taste.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.